Okay, here we are at the 2001 BMW 540i. So what we had to do was when you go to take the axle out, you unbolt the axle at the rear end. Of course, you got the nut off the axle here. You can't use any kind of puller or press. You can't pull the hub out because you're working against the splines gripping on the axle, as well as the inner race gripping on the bearing. So you got two surfaces that you're working against if you're trying to push it in there, and you just can't do enough force. After talking to my BMW mechanic friend Dave, he let me know that you actually have to use a steel punch. They use it for some other stuff on the end of the axle with the persuader here, and you actually have to, I use the round end with the axle sticking out of there. You really have to line it up and give it a good blow, and then another good blow, and then another good blow. It took about 20 big whacks to get it to move and come out of there. You can't, whack, 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 whack it. You gotta, line it up and then give it a big blow. And this is a 4-pound hammer, so the 5 or 6 pound would probably work even better. The steel punch. So I got the axle here, cleaned it all up, cleaned the splines off. I had to dress the end of the axle a little bit because when I beat on it, that punching it out of there, it kind of flared the end a little bit, but no big deal. Just use a little Dremel tool to clean it up. So I put anti-seize all over the splines for the axle, and then I've got anti-seize all over the splines and the hub itself. So I got the new bearing in. I put the parking brake back on. You have to jack up the suspension because of the angle of it going into the rear end. So you have to jack it up. So I've jacked it up within just a little bit of another pump on the jack of lifting the car off the jack stand. So that's up. I'm going to crawl into the car and stick this in there, and hopefully we'll have enough threads showing we can get the nut on there to kind of pull the axle into place and put everything back together on the rear end. So there you have it.